George Kittle is in his manifestation era.
Yeah.
He spoke this into existence. The Niners waged a 17-point comeback against the Lions to win the NFC Championship game. You watched it, you loved it. The week before in the divisional, they trailed by a touchdown entering the fourth against the Packers, and they still pulled off a win. So what do we make of the 49ers' ability to come back so far in the playoffs?
I think it's the extra layer of it that makes it so cool. Now, if any team was the comeback kids and the cardiac kids, we would have a great story about it. And that's a cool story. They always come back when they're down. Like, that's really neat. For Kyle Shanahan specifically to be the second half maestro and having his team level-headed is incredible considering his history. Let's go down the history roll here. 28-3. Kyle Shanahan was the offensive coordinator of the Atlanta Falcons that day. They're up 28-3. They're throwing the ball. They're not taking time off the clock. They're giving Brady every chance. It's one of the worst managed second halves in the history of a game, let alone a Super Bowl.
Matt Ryan takes so much crap. I don't think it's his fault.
It's not just Matt Ryan, obviously. It's so many things happen every possible way. Game management decisions, offensive play call decisions, and of course, James White scores the touchdown in overtime. Here was Kyle Shanahan's comments. We got a full screen of it, which is a visual thing of it where we think he goes, "This is the first time I've had this feeling. I think it's tough for everybody. It's as tough as it gets. It's not just me, it's everybody in the organization." So he wore it. He took it on the chin. He wore it. A few years later, he's a head coach. We're in the Super Bowl. They're up 10 points against Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. And the Chiefs come roaring back from down 10 points to actually win this game by 11 points. But to be up 10 points in the fourth quarter and to not win the Super Bowl, Kyle Shanahan spoke about it after the game as we see Sammy Watkins burning Richard Sherman.
I mean, I thought it was a pretty normal game at that time. I knew we had a two-score lead, but we had to move the chains and get first downs, and we didn't in our two possessions, and they did, and that's how it ended up.
Crestfallen, heartbroken, and then 2 years later, they're in the NFC Championship game, up 10 again.
Cooper!
And Kyle Shanahan's team falls to the Rams. Turnovers from Garoppolo, amazing quarterback play. Odell Beckham had this big catch on the sideline, plus the flag. Throw the flag. What are we doing, Jimmy Ward? Garoppolo here throws the pick as he's rolling around, and this is the final drive through it, backhanded.
That's tough.
That was it. Here was Shanahan after that game.
After that missed pick, the opportunity we had, just hitting Odell down the sidelines. It looks like they got to cover two hole big and then getting Kupp on those third downs on those choice routes. And that's what they've been doing all year. We slowed them down for a while. And I thought we had them on the ropes, but you still got to make the plays. We still got to get it done. And we were a little short on that.
I think that Kyle Shanahan has some ghosts, and Kyle Shanahan has some demons, and he's looking to slay them. And when you tell me that the last two times that they've played a game, they were down more than 5 points in the fourth quarter, which was 0-30 in teams coached by Kyle Shanahan, and they won. And then last week to be down 17 points at the half and find a way to win. I think that's a really interesting storyline, and I think Kyle Shanahan has one more win to go. For his sake, I'd rather it not have to come after some crazy fourth quarter comeback. But if it has to be that way, they have shown that they can do it.
I love that. And if they win the game, I hope it goes that way. Because to your point, you just gave the history of him being ahead and teams coming back on him. And I think it's amazing that you show all of that. And then going into this season, we talked about the record of the 0-30 that Kyle Shanahan-led teams have been. And you see the full screen of it right here. And the 0-30, the 2-29, there's all types of different things that shows when he's behind, there's no chance of him coming back. And you think about that. To go 0-30, that's Jimmy Garoppolo, that's C.J. Beathard, that's Nick Mullins, that's Brian Hoyer, Trey Lance, that's all the quarterbacks that he had in San Francisco. Yeah, it's 2 games that he had starting as well. That also includes Brock Purdy, who was in those conversations as well. So you can look at it and say, all right, the 49ers throughout this playoffs this year, they've had to come back, and it's just like, if they continue to do this, there's no shot. But I look at it as this was something that Kyle Shanahan was not able to do going into these playoffs. And it was something that we would assume as soon as they go down in the fourth quarter, this offense isn't built to come back. You can't throw screens. You can't run the ball. You can't do the different things that they're so successful at. But I look at it as they found a way in these playoffs to say, you know what, we've gotten that monkey off of our back. Patrick Mahomes has never gone on the road and won a playoff game or played in one. Well, he went on the road this year and he won 2 playoff games to get to the Super Bowl. For this 49ers team, they've come back from behind and able to win 2 playoff games, down 17 at halftime, biggest deficit in NFC Championship history. Don't worry about it. Brock Purdy, you go out there, you have one hell of a half, and you come back down 5 points in the fourth quarter. We can't do that. Brock Purdy, you go out there, you execute on the final drive, and get your team down there and win the game. I think there's something to this storyline for the 49ers going into a Super Bowl. You said the ghost of his past. Maybe he overcomes that along with being able to come back in these games. I think it's truly amazing that they've been able to do that, and they've defied the odds of what's been Kyle Shanahan's past.
Did it against the Packers, did it against the Lions. They ain't doing it against the Chiefs defense. It's a wrap. Don Meredith used to sing it, but for Kittle, I'll give a WWE reference. There's an old manager named Slick. I love Slick. And when his wrestlers would pin the other guy, he would look at the camera and go, turn out the lights, the party's over. You get down to 17, this Chiefs, it's over.
Yeah.
And listen, the Niners, to their credit, they've had some real good luck from the football gods, too, in these comebacks. There is a bunch of plays that had happened. Let's just look at them. That I don't think the Chiefs are making this kind of, I mean, I know the Chiefs are known for drops, but you put Mahomes in the Super Bowl, like, I think you're catching that, all right? We're moving the chains. I think you're catching the next one. Like, the Lions really blew this. I don't think that they're going to make these types of plays. This play's crazy, guys. This is going to age really well if the Niners win the Super Bowl. As I've said all week, it hits him in the bleeping face and bounces off and the guy catches it. It wasn't enough.
The ladybug.
He caught it. It's a damn ladybug. What I'm saying is, like, they've had some good luck. And all Super Bowl teams have some really good luck. But even, like, the Jordan Love interception at the end of the game was so strange and so bizarre. That wasn't a great play that they made. It was a terrible play that Jordan Love made. All this stuff. Chiefs don't do stuff like this. The defense is way better than anything they've seen. It's a fun storyline that Shanahan knows how to make a comeback. And it's cool for Brock Purdy because he gets so much crap.
Yeah.
Don't get down to this Chiefs team. The defense is the best part of their team this year. If you get down 17, you're going to lose by 28. Like, do not do it. That luck's not going to show up. That luck could run out. They got to get up. Enough with the storylines. They've scratched the itch. They've checked the box. They can come back now. Get up. Get up early. That is not going to work against the Chiefs. If we see them and, oh, my God, it's 17-3, turn out the lights. The party's over. The Chiefs are too good. That's it. Slick. That's my guy.